Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to Dee Smith. Let's discuss. Welcome to today's session. Today's session, man. I want to react to this video by Jeremy Heck. He has a series where he dissect Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and oh boy, your boy from 2009 to 2025. I guess he breaks it down each year. The footage, I have no idea where this guy got the footage from. It's all over the internet, but if you do the research yourself, you would not find this footage yourself. I'm pretty sure he has a team of writers, but or research staff. But let's react to this video. I am a Kendrick Lamar fan. J. Cole, I do not mess with oh boy. But let's go. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. That ain't it.
He's a fan of the music for a while. I told him to sit down and actually chop it up and, see if the chemistry there is definitely there, man. And we just been chopping it up since. I've always been a homie, man. I've always been a fan of his music. It's a blessing, to get respect from the people that you like to listen to. That's what it's about again, man. That makes you feel good as an artist to know that your fellow artist or competition respects what you do,
I guess in 5 years, hopefully, I have a couple more projects out that surpass Take Care, but I would like for them to say, I remember that moment when I wasn't sure what was going to happen, and Drake delivered an album that served a purpose in my life. That's all I really ask.
My basketball persona parallels my rap persona, and my rap persona for the past 2 years has just been trying to get off the bench. Like, it's almost like Kobe in the NBA when he first came in. It's like, this kid is talented, but like, man, let me in the game. That's kind of what it's about. Just frustration and not having it out, of knowing what that's been the low, of knowing what I have and what I'm sitting on. And some of these songs are leaked, so people are getting an idea like what it is that I've been sitting on. Imagine sitting on that type of material and just not being able to put it out. It's just a frustrating feeling.
I heard that Snoop passed the torch to you, saying like you got the juice now.
Yeah, I had a show at the Music Box in LA. I didn't even know these cats was there. It was the end of the show, and I performed like my second to last song, and I look back and Snoop walk on stage.
So, of course, I got something to prove. I got a lot of things to prove.
Not the guy.
It's crazy what the Kendrick Lamar half those ninjas didn't even mean it. The gang, Snoop, were like secretly hating on K-Dot behind the scenes, man.
That'll ever be able to make like surface music with no substance. I think all my projects, hopefully I'm working through some form of emotion, because I think that's what music is about. It's about connecting and people being able to relate, consistency. And I've seen artists fall because their verses, the quality of their music starts to fall, and I think that our sounds aren't that refreshing 15 years from now, and we know when to either evolve, change, or just stop.
Like, if you were a real fan, you would know.
He said that 15 years ago. His music still sounds the same today. Sucks. Which the different generation ain't mess with it, man.
I'm not gonna have an album full of pop records or radio records. I wouldn't even do that. I would cry before I put out an album like that. I would quit before I did that.
I mean, you're at a certain point of notoriety. Did you ever envision yourself at this point?
Yeah, I did. Years ago, about 6 years ago, when I thought I was ready. That's the crazy part, but I wasn't at all. As far as me, my music, and me as an artist, and me as a person, I developed as a whole. But I always knew sometime there'd come a point where I get the recognition I deserve for my music.
I know what it's like to drive, not these streets, but I know what it's like to drive around that night in Toronto and think about life, music, those kids that are doing that right now, they're just driving around, it's like my life, I help people around, that kind of thing.
I basically want to go in and make a project, about my generation. I feel like rappers we looked up to, they in a whole nother space now. They can't not really relate to the average kid out there that's going through life, don't really know.
Rappers like who?
Know what they do with that.
We got Jay-Z, we got Ye. I mean, that was our favorite, still my favorite rapper to this day. I feel like it's hard for them to really touch a kid coming out of school, an 18-year-old kid, and he don't know what to do with his life, so he go out and party, drink, smoke. But I can relate to that because I was in school a few years ago. I basically want to make an album about that, you know, my generation and the stigma we got behind it.
In 5 years, I'd like people to view Take Care at that point as another point of consistency, man. Their over-delivery on something.
Which The Weeknd wrote the best songs off this album, according to reports. He took it from The Weeknd, but hey, who am I? I don't know nothing.
Thing that people thought I was going to drop the ball on. I think every time I say I'm about to do something, people are waiting for me to fumble. That's probably one of the biggest motivations behind a lot of my raps is the amount of people that want me to fall or whatever. I think that should be the motivation for most rappers. The further you climb towards the top, the more hands you have.
So let me say this, his family was in the music industry. I'm pretty sure he has connection to writers. His family was in the music industry. Oh boy, so people need to do more research on that. The connection to his family and the writers to his music, because he has no talent at all, only to cosplay. I know Glasses Belong gonna say that boy got talent, but Glasses Belong, did you see this boy put pen to paper?
Have on you and like dragging you to the bottom. They just start tugging at you, but you know. I wear really strong pants, man.
He called me up and
Dude said he
he always said he was Christian.
hold on, this nigga say he wear what? Any suit?
That want me to fall or whatever. I think that should be the motivation for most rappers. The further you climb towards the top, the more hands you have on you and like dragging you to the bottom. They just start tugging at you, but you know. I wear really strong pants.
You wear a dress, nigga.
Do that shit. We got some shit coming secretly, nigga. J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar.
Secretly, mother.
Yeah, all of this motherfucking bitch right here.
Yo, you got two, okay?
Nah, this is not. That's you know, man.
It's 2011. Drake is riding high off the success of Thank Me Later and working on recapturing the feeling from So Far Gone. And in order to do that, he heads back to Toronto to work on his sophomore album, Take Care. While J. Cole gained a new level of respect from the people and a core fan base from dropping Friday Night.
Bots was beginning to form during this time. I don't care what nobody say. Bots. Because ain't no way old boy sold that many albums. I do not believe it.
Highlights a classic mixtape. He was still looking to get the support from his label while working on that debut single that he could finally present to the world in order to get a date for his debut album. Kendrick Lamar is writing his next project, Section 80, and he's locked in this year hoping to really make a name for himself. Kendrick and Cole have even been in the studio and working together to the point that a collab album is not only on the table, but there was so much talk about this project that once it was mentioned, they couldn't even do an interview without someone asking about it. Kendrick was actually in the studio when J. Cole recorded his Rise and Shine verse, which ended up on Cole World Sideline Story. But timing wasn't on either of their sides. Because at the top of 2011, J. Cole is still searching for a hit song. In fact, during All-Star Weekend, there's a moment that Cole felt embarrassed by Jay-Z, and it directly had to do with Drake and his hit-making ability. But let me pause there for just a second. Welcome to Passing of the Crown, a 16-part YouTube series diving into the come-up and the impact of the big three, Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole. I'm your host, Jeremy Hecht, and as some people have pointed out, I'm a little bit obsessed with the big three, so I decided to put my obsession into something productive for you guys and make this into an actual series.
And I think he's a little bit biased towards, oh boy. But just watch the series yourself. This is my opinion.
So I've been researching, I've been diving back into their journey, and we're going to do this year by year. If you did miss 2009 or 2010, you can start from the beginning here. And if you've been along for the journey, hit the like button and leave me a comment. And
But shout out to Jeremy Head for doing this. A very interesting story, man. Even though Drake is a bitch ass nigga.
Subscribe so you don't miss future years, but let's get back to the story. While Cole had struggled to give the label a song that they felt could market his debut album and build up enough hype for him, Drake already had massive Billboard hits. And keep in mind, this is a time when labels hadn't seen people buy albums just off the strength of a fan base without a big single. Kid Cudi had Day and Night before he sold records, B.O.B. had Airplanes and Nothing on You, Drake had Best I Ever Had, Over, Forever, Miss Me, Fancy, Bedrock, and more, and even Wiz Khalifa had a massive hit with Black and Yellow, which was going crazy at this time before his debut album came out. But back to All-Star Weekend. Drake and Cole were hanging out with their managers, and Jay-Z walked by, and he nodded at Drake. He said, yo, give the boy one. As in, yo, give my artist J. Cole a hit song so I can finally release his album that's taking so long to put out. Cole said this was super embarrassing for him and everyone in the room could feel the tension, especially since Drake and Cole had already just done In the Morning, which Jay also convinced him to put on his debut album, even though it was already on Friday Night Lights. Cole said this, if I do a show anywhere in the United States, as soon as In the Morning comes on, it gets the biggest reaction. The label and my management were like, yo, you're stupid if you do not put this on the album. It's got more life to it. You have an entire audience that tells you that this is the song that moves them, so why not give it to the rest of the world? Same logic as Lights Please. How could you deny the rest of the world that song? In terms of their friendship though, Cole said this, I met Drake in LA through Chasing Cash. That was during the No ID sessions, my first time working on the album, like 2 years ago. But it takes time to build that relationship. It ain't right away. It takes time, and now I can honestly say that he's my friend. But Cole's whole creative mindset is messed up because everything he did led back to, is this a hit? He even said he was overthinking things to the point where he was looking at, is this a hit snare drum, or is this kick a hit? Every creative decision came back to, is this going to make a hit song so I can finally release my album? During that same month, Kendrick appeared on the XXL freshman cover of this year. Even though he didn't get to take Cole's spot from a year prior, he shines in the cypher and definitely caught a lot more attention as someone to keep an eye out for. It was finally clear to people that Kendrick was next up.
Like XXL, you already know that's an incredible magazine and it's known worldwide. So what I think it does is it furthers the music more. I mean, everybody don't know Kendrick Lamar. So the people that know XXL magazine, when they flip that page or open that front cover, they're gonna be like, yo, let's go check him out. Google his name, and then they're hear the good music and want to ride with it. So just expansion more, you know what I mean? Shout out to XXL for having me, you know what I mean? It's much love.
Meanwhile, Drake was in a creative groove making his album Take Care. He was even giving out Lucy's for free on his October's very own blog. In March, he dropped Dreams Money Can Buy, Free Spirit with Rick Ross, Club Paradise, which is my favorite Drake song of all time. Let me know yours in the comments.
So a lot of people, I'm going to say this. Drake was using those individuals. He was using those individuals. Rick Ross, come on, man. He was using those individuals to get more hip-hop, to get more mainstream. Because without them, he would not be where he is at today. 21 Savage, Future. He used them. No, it's the opposite. Cap. The fuck Future and 21 Savage need this square-ass nigga for?
And Trust Issues, which was even remixed by Justin Bieber and by this little-known guy named The Weeknd at the time. At this point, The Weeknd is just a mysterious voice that's making his way through the blogs, and no one really knew what he looked like. Some people even thought The Weeknd was a group, including myself at the time. They just knew his voice was super unique and his content was really raw and honest. It was a very moody, ethereal sound that felt different than anything else out there. Drake first discovered The Weeknd after his manager Oliver played him some songs outside of his apartment in a parked car while in the rain, which feels like the perfect setting to listen to The Weeknd's music. Drake said that The Weeknd is one of the greatest artists he had ever heard at that time, and The Weeknd and Drake ended up locking in together and working heavily on the project Take Care. And even Drake wanted to sign Abel to OVO at one point. Here's what he said about their process. The only person I really wrote with is Abel. We have a bond with words. Getting the right words is like a euphoric feeling. There are a lot of records that we collaborated on. He provided background vocals on Cameras/Good Ones Go, and The Ride, he featured on Crew Love, and he co-wrote Shot For Me and Practice, some of which was initially supposed to go on his debut, House of Balloons. Crew Love had already included Abel's hook and had a verse on it.
Cap. This story, so Jeremy, you gotta get this story right, man. Weeknd wrote all these songs already. Come on, dude. You gotta do better research than this.
Heard it.
True Love was a song that I actually heard for the first time when I was on the Moment for Life video set with Nicki Minaj. One of my friends played me the song. At the time, we were just building.
See, he heard from the Weeknd. They ain't gonna take the song. Because Old Boy was a smaller artist. That's why individuals do not like you.
Relationship with the Weeknd. It was a song that he had, the hook and his verse was done already. I was like, yo, this song is brilliant. I mean, listen to the way it starts and what he's saying and the sentiment. That's where I'm at in my life. I mean, they're loving the crew. It's not just about me, it's about the Weeknd. It's about Nico.
Stole another song. You did not write. Stole the whole idea.
Oh, it's about my cousin Ryan. They love all of us. Everybody that I travel with on a day-to-day basis are such great people that, girls always come to me and they say, oh my God, I love your friends.
Enrico, and what's the other one called? Nico. Yeah, sorry. Nico, come in the VIP. There's 7 girls here. They love you too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's some interviews of Drake talking about what that album meant to him, how he was feeling about life, and what the process was like making it.
Drake isn't just me. Drake is really me and 40. We are Drake. We're almost like a group, I'd say. Like, I'll say to him, oh man, I was up last night listening to so-and-so, and just the feeling that I got from that. I want to create that feeling. The conversation usually leads to 40 making a beat. I usually write the song right there. Usually start with a verse, but sometimes the hook or melody will come to me first. And then we just start building and building. What really inspired me for this project actually was Jamie's Scott mix album. I love XX. I'm a big fan of all their music. He makes these choices, man, to utilize elements that are credible.
Yeah, when I hear this bitch ass nigga voice, I just want to throw the fuck up, man.
Sound, which is it's almost like the most beautiful balance I've ever heard.
God.
If we do go on to sell whatever it is, 5,
Shut
6,
the
7,
fuck up.
8, 9, whatever it is, selling that amount of records and truly making a project that I wanted to make front to back. I want people to really feel like I knew Drake while he was on this earth. I know everything about him. There were no secrets. There was nothing that he hid, no feelings that he concealed. I guess in 5 years, hopefully, I have a couple more projects out that surpass Take Care. But I would like for them to say, I remember that moment when I wasn't sure what was going to happen, and Drake delivered an album that served the purpose of my life. That's all I really ask.
So how's the new album?
It's great. I'm really excited about it. Just trying out different things, different sounds, different flows. We're all in a really great place in our lives, just as a team, and the team's coming together.
This guy is boring as hell, man. God damn.
Really great, he's on the album a bunch, and I'm excited about it, just for people to hear the evolution of the music.
More singing, less rapping, less singing, more rapping.
Whatever, I mean, when I sing, they tell me to rap, when I rap, they tell me they want to hear some melody, so it's like you can't do that right all the time, but I'm just having fun, just making music. I feel like
the last 2 songs have been pretty
boring. Boring.
Do you feel like you stick to that for the album, or
I only really know how to do one thing. I don't know how to make generic songs about the struggle or things that aren't about me. I just know how to make songs about me. So if that's emo or emotional, then I guess I'm gonna stick to that. I mean, I just make songs about my life because if you want me to be honest with you, that's the best way I know how. The things I've experienced and the things I've lived. So that's what I like to do, man.
It's June 16th, 2011 in Toronto. Drake and Kendrick are about to meet for the first time. The whole meeting was documented on Kendrick's Buried Alive interlude, which was placed on Drake's Take Care album. But back to that in a second. Kendrick has a show in Toronto, and Drake, who is already a fan of his music, calls him up and tells him to come hang out. Kendrick was surprised that Drake followed through with his invite, and the two chopped it up about life, where they were trying to go in the music industry.
I sat down with Drake in Toronto a while back when I did my first show out there. He called me up, man, we had a few drinks, and he always said he was appreciative of my music. He's always been a fan of his music. And just been chopping it up since, man. That's a blessing in itself, so
Kendrick was capping like a motherfucker back then. Capping hard as hell back then. I'm just trying to get on. Any means necessary. I'ma use your bitch ass. Hey, it is what it is, man.
On the song, Kendrick talks about finding out that Drake is the same age as him and being jealous of Drake's spot in the game and his already enormous success. He said, meeting a person that's the same age as you and that moment of him pulling up in a Maybach and 40 pulling up with no doors, at that moment you want that. You go back to this mind state where materialistic things is something that you want in your life. The moment I seen that and how young he was put me back in that space. No matter how much you try to fight it, at the end of the day, we're all human. And that's what people, I think that's why they F with me the most, because I put that in my music. That I'm just a human being like everyone else trying to figure things out. Even with Drake, he told me thank you, but he also said the description I painted was something we haven't heard in our generation in a while. I thought that was a dope compliment. Kendrick even said it felt like the initiation, meaning that meeting with someone who was already a superstar status from his generation felt like him being able to see a new level of fame, money, and power, and also insight into what that brings with it. Drake had put out Thank Me Later and sold almost 500,000 copies first week. He had features from Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, T.I., and more on his debut album, and production from Kanye. He had opened for Jay-Z on some tour stops, and was considered to be the next stop by those predecessors. He had hit records and was clearly living the life from the cars to the women, even dating Rihanna, which Kendrick references on that song. But Drake and Kendrick are the same age, so K-Dot was looking at Drizzy like, damn, I want to be where you're at. Ironically, that meeting and talking about it in the song and their relationship actually helped propel Kendrick to the next level and to a new audience. It ended up on Drake's album in 2011, and Drake didn't even add a verse to it, he just left it as is, with K-Dot rapping and describing Drake's lifestyle.
Kendrick Lamar says something on my album that rings so true, which is that women are the tastemakers for the music that we make.
We talk casually about the industry and how the women be the tastemakers for the shit we making.
Women buy records and women fall in love with music and listen to it when they fall asleep, and it moves them. And I have this fascination with getting into the minds of women and truly letting them know how I think as a man and letting them know how I view them as women. That should appeal to men as well. It's my opinion.
But one thing that is clear on that song is that Kendrick feels the pressure with his words. Feels the pressure to use his words for a greater purpose, and it was clear that that moment made him reflect on a lot of things. Drake was also putting pressure on some of the people that he looked up to this year. At the time, Jay-Z and Kanye linked up to make Watch the Throne, but what a lot of people don't remember is that it was partially inspired by Drake's run.
And we will be able to make the music that we make. Me and Hope would have never made Watch the Throne, but this nigga wanna put a pressure on us like that.
And Drake's pressure was real.
Cap. If you did not live in that era, you would not know. It was because of oh boy, bitch ass Cap. Just because you put a clip together and try to Cap. I don't believe it. A word you was saying right now. Jay-Z worried about this nigga. Hell no.
It on the songs. On May 20th, he featured on DJ Khaled's I'm On One, where he rapped, "I'm feeling like the throne is for the taking, watch me take it." At that point, Watch the Throne had been announced, so this line could have been a direct
Cap, man. Cap.
And on Dream's Money,
Jay-Z wasn't worried about this bitch ass nigga.
She and Charlotte Olympias, we talked music for hours, she never mentioned ya. Can't tell you how much I love when dudes think they got it. And I love the fact that line made him think about it. YMCMB, these dudes make it so hard to be friendly when I know part of it's envy. Trying to fill the shoes, so far these are empty. I take them off in the house because the throw carpets are Fendi. A lot of people saw this as a potential jab at Kanye or Jay, and even that line, I love the fact that line made him think about it. You at least are thinking about who he's talking about in that moment. But let me know what you think about those bars. But Drake denied that this was a specific bar at anyone, and he also denied the Watch the Throne bar.
This bitch ass nigga wasn't about that life.
He actually said in this interview,
that bitch ass nigga was not about that life.
Rappers don't own up to their bars when they're dissing someone. He basically said, we all can hear bars, we're all rappers, we all know what you're saying.
And you don't write your shit.
Make sure you own up.
Come on, man. Come on, Jeremy. He don't write none of his bars.
This wasn't specifically at Jay-Z and Kanye. And he also said that those bars on Dream's Money can buy weren't specific bars about anyone in particular, but they were more general.
Cap, he don't write none of
When
it.
asked about the throne bar, he said, well, now the word throne is automatically a shot. It's just like when I say the word boy, now everyone thinks like, oh man, that's a big shot. No, it's not. I guess when a word...
Something you took from Lil Wayne. I'm the boy, it's the boy. I'm the boy. You took that from Lil Wayne. Come on, man. No originality at all. And come on, Jeremy. You doing a poor job with this one right here, man.
Is associated with somebody, it's automatically like that's a diss. Then it's interesting he mentions Pusha T, who people were thinking threw some jabs at him on a remix of his song Dreams Money Get By. And this is what Drake said. And with the Pusha thing, I don't hear him diss me. I really listened to it one time and I didn't really hear enough to be like, oh man, plus you use my beat and you use my flow, so if you're going to diss me, you can't do that. But I don't think it was.
Put Trey up on your hook, still couldn't save him. Better chance with the snowball hitting Satan. Rappers on they sophomores acting like they boss lords. Fame such a funny thing for sure. When niggas start believing all the encores, I'm just the one that sent you off bonjour.
Which is interesting considering how that situation went. When speaking about my favorite rappers, either lost it or they ain't alive, he said, I just felt like at that time my favorite rappers weren't moving me. I was like, do I really rap better than this guy that I look up to? What happened? Did something change? I won't even say names, just based off the fact that it wasn't meant to. It could be anybody. You put your top 5 in there, you ask yourself, are they still...
Nigga, you don't rap better than nobody. Come on, Jeremy. You don't rap no better than nobody today. You suck right now. Only your hardcore fans stands love that melodic bullshit. It don't fly today in 2025, 2026. That's why you scrap Iceman. Come on, man. What are we talking about?
As hard as they were, or did something change in our ears and our minds? I don't know. And just me kind of realizing, like, damn, has it really been that long? Do my favorite rappers really have, like, 1 or 2 albums left before it's time to call it quits? Or it gets awkward because they're rapping at a certain age about shit that isn't relatable. Which is interesting if you know what he later thought about Jay-Z's music not being relatable on Magna Carta. This kind of makes sense as a potential Jay or Kanye jab.
That's why his music is not relatable today. That's why he keep going younger and younger. Pretty soon, Drake is gonna make K-pop. A K-pop Drake album is coming soon near you. His fan base is getting older and they can't relate to that bullshit no more. But hey, what do I know?
Or both. Here was Drake's reaction to hearing Watch the Throne. He said, with Jay and with Watch the Throne, I'm so glad that it came out. As artists, we all need extra motivation. And I feel like in these last 30 days, that album is going to make me go 10 times harder from just, hearing all the bars and all the sounds. Drake also said in that same interview that he wonders if he'll even be rapping after 30, which is interesting. Speaking of Kanye and Jay-Z, J. Cole finally found his hit song. One day while listening to Ye's College Dropout in his hotel room, J. Cole heard one specific note from the instrumental, and he knew he had found gold. He looped the sample from Kanye's workout plan and made what would finally become his big hit. The song that would officially get him his album release date. And Workout let down some of his core fan base at the time, Nas.
I've seen comments like, man, why don't you come out with a real record? You rap hard as first single. Man, it's called Rap. That shit. It didn't work.
It did end up charting number 13 on the Billboard charts and going to number 1 on the US Rhythmic Airplay charts, and eventually going 2 times platinum. Ironically, while Cole had been stressing over his single, Kendrick's first single was actually produced by J. Cole, and he had that beat for a long time.
Trending topic on Twitter, man. How you feel about that?
Why, man? It's going good because I've been developing that song for a second to make sure it shocked the world the way I heard it in my head when I was writing it. It did. I mean, J. Cole, shout out J. Cole for blessing me with that monster beat. Waiting right now to drop out the project, Section 8. That's the first thing single and working.
High Power, the first single for Section 80, was one of the first beats that J. Cole had shown Kendrick a year prior. But High Power was more than just a song to Kendrick. It was a lifestyle, it was a movement, it meant everything to him.
It was poppin', it's Kendrick Lamar, shout out my folks, Chuck this, Bliss, hey, home on radio, and tune in, and support it, cause real High Power was gone. When I thought of High Power, I wanted to make it where
it means we stand above all the bullshit that's going on in the world. Everything that everybody's feeding us, from the time we was born all the way up to now. You know, because at the end of the day, everything that was taught in school always been to have truth in the world in general. So I'm trying to start my generation on a whole new stepping stone and a whole new set of truth. And eventually we'll learn from each other. I don't have all the answers. So when I did the song High Power, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like a genuine person trying to search and figure out what's going on and trying to understand my history and where I come from. You know, so it's deep in what I actually wrote about.
Now, even in the beginning of the video, and we can run the song right after this, but in the beginning of the video, you said something about having a bit of a pocket, having a drink. Can you elaborate on that?
It's a true story, actually. You know one of them things when you really delirious in your sleep, and it's a real situation where I was asleep one night, man. It's blue, like a silhouette. And he basically said, keep doing what you're doing. Don't let my music die. Shit scared the shit out of me. Shit. Just off the fact that prior to that, the day before, my mom was breaking up. You and Tupac, y'all like days apart, y'all birthdays. And I never did that shit. It was wild shit. Once he said that shit, and I'm really big on shit like that, real shit like that. Somebody comes in your dream and it relays a message. You gotta listen to it.
And not only to Kendrick, it meant a lot to his core fan base. The people that were showing up to shows and supporting music, they believed in this message as well. It was a group of like-minded people from a generation coming together as one. Everybody put 3 fingers in the air. Unlike his contemporaries who dropped Friday Night Lights and So Far Gone, the projects that really helped solidify them as next up, Kendrick decided to drop Section 80 as an album for purchase. FNL and So Far Gone were both free downloads. Part of that, of course, was through the samples, but it was an interesting decision still for Kendrick to do that. The project debuted at #1 on the iTunes rap charts, and it's funny because there's always this debate about what Kendrick's debut album is, what Section 80 is considered, the major label, the studio, the indie debuts, all of this stuff. But here's how Kendrick described that project at the time.
What's next for you as a solo artist? What's the next project?
It's the debut album. You know, the official debut album. When I went to Section 80, I wanted that to be a solidified as a warm-up for what I really about to do.
That's a hell of a warm-up, son.
Yeah, so once the debut come out, I can get the whole collection and really know Kendrick Lamar.
Everyone's being held secret with the album titles as of late. Are you one of those guys?
I'm up in the air right now. I got an idea, what I want to call it, but I want to get the music first.
Right. How far are you into recording? Have you started?
I have so much material, man. I just keep I have probably like 7%.
And in terms of his features, he wanted everything to be organic.
What is your stance on that? Who do you want to get on the album? Are you going to go dolo on it?
I really want to go dolo on it because I really want to get the full story out, you know, and make it make sense. If I do a feature, it has to make 100% the best sense in the world, you know. I don't really want to force nothing. Well, all of my music, you know, I don't like to force. Even the features I do within my camp, them features have to make sense with me. I can't just do it just because Speedboy Q, you the homie, and J-Rock, you the homie, Ab, you the homie. It have to be organic.
Kendrick's Section 80 sold 5,000 copies in its first week and debuted at number 113 on the US Billboard 200. Kendrick had become hip-hop's new golden child. His album Section 80 came out July 2nd, 2011 to an immediate response of praise from the rap community, and shortly afterwards, Kendrick got passed the torch from Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, The Game. That's the West Coast hip-hop torch being passed from the legends to Kendrick.
I think I said earlier, half those niggas that did that are basically snakes. You can't trust them. The Game, can you trust The Game? Can you really trust Snoop Dogg? Come on, man.
Kendrick live on stage, and this was all before Good Kid, Mad City came out. Kendrick actually didn't even know this was going to happen, so the reaction you see is genuine from Kendrick, which is really dope to see.
Recently on stage, now is this true or not? You know, I heard that Snoop passed the torch to you, saying like you got the juice now.
Yeah, I had a show at the Music Box in LA. I didn't even know these cats was there. It was the end of the show, and I performed like my last song, and I look back and Snoop walk on stage.
Yo, we got a clip from that.
Yeah.
Set you up.
Come on.
All right.
It's crazy because I know we can't comment hindsight, man, but look at this bitch ass nigga that got me, man. Crump on his issues. Snoop. This shit is hilarious when you look back on it, man.
It's a beautiful thing, my nigga. You great at what you do. You ain't good at what you do. You great at what you do. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna mean this. Nigga, you got the torch, nigga. You better run with that. You better run with it, nigga. It's yours.
Gang, shut your bitch ass up, dude. Oh my fucking
Ain't no motherfucking hating Dr. Dre blood. He passed it to Snoop. Snoop passed it to Kane. Pop resting in peace, so it's easy. Motherfucking J-Rock doing Snoop Black. I hate when niggas say that
The game is sad right now. The game is sad, man.
West Coast ain't popping, nigga. We the West, nigga. Before it was Kendrick Lamar, it was Kendrick. Before it was Kendrick, it was just a little nigga with a cool haircut that could rap his fucking ass off. You see, one thing me and this little nigga got in common. I mean, yeah, one thing we got in common is content, man.
He called it a top 3 moment in his life at the time. But also he said he felt the pressure and the weight to carry the West Coast into its new era.
It's been humble, man. You know where I come from. I mean, it's a lot of respect. People calling me that. It's also a big shoe to fill when you look at people.
I know Drake bitch ass was looking at this like, this nigga ain't better than me. How they gonna give him the crown? How they gonna give this little short nigga the crown? I bet Drake bitch ass was saying that. I bet Drake was saying that. How the West Coast gonna give him the crown? It's on. Now I'ma show him. I'ma sing my ass off and rap now. That's what Drake was saying. Seeing this. Who the fuck is this nigga? I took him on tour.
Like Tupac, Snoop, Drake. That's a legacy I gotta withhold. You know what I mean? I can't let them down. But that's gonna be weak on me, not just me, but my whole city. What I stand for.
Dr. Dre had initially taken notice of Kendrick with the song Ignorance is Bliss. Paul Rosenberg, who was Eminem's manager, reached out to Dre and told him he had to check out this kid named Kendrick. Although, like we know now, Cole probably played a role in that as well. Dre even went on the radio and gave Kendrick a huge cosign, which clearly meant a lot in LA. And eventually Kendrick signed to Aftermath after rumors circulating all year. Now Drake had Wayne, Cole had Jay, and Kendrick had Dre. The torch had officially been passed on to the next generation of hip-hop superstars. On his first day in the studio with Dr. Dre, this is what Kendrick had to say.
Right. First day you went in the studio with him.
First day I went in the studio.
What did he say to you, man? What was that like? What went through your mind? I know your heart was pumping.
You know what's crazy? On like some real shit swag. I thought I would be nervous as hell. But I walked in that studio and I was ready, like 100% ready. He greeted me like a genuine regular cat. You know what I mean? And made me feel comfortable. Me and my dude Dave was in there, and I felt like, damn, I'm gonna be nervous when he send me up in the booth. And I probably can't, perform like I usually do. But as soon as he said, "Bam, this the beat, this the vibe. Go ahead and do you. Be creative if you want." I went in there and went for self, man.
Yeah. It feels crazy, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, I've been listening to Drake NWA since I was 2. My pops put me on it. I mean, in confidence, telling me this is the music you need to listen to because this is your lifestyle. So fuck with it, and I did, 100%. So when I get in the studio with him, that's all I can think about. All I can think about is old memories of my pops playing this doing to me, and actually be right there to sit with him and coach my vocals and be a part of Detox. It's amazing.
When I keep talking about how intertwined these three artists are to their careers, it's stuff like this. I didn't even know this until doing research for this specific video. Drake was apparently the first person to hear Section 80 in its full capacity.
Ah, Cap, come on, Jeremy, you killing me. You are killing me. This nigga is killing me, dude. Come on, the lies you tell, dude. Come on, the lies. Drake was the first person to hear Section. Come on. Jeremy, stop lying. Drake was the first person to hear Section 80. Come on, dude. Oh my fucking God, dude. You is killing me, bro. You is killing me. Come on, man.
Before it was released. This is what Kendrick said. Drake reached out, I want to say after I dropped Section 80. He was actually the first person to hear Section 80. I gave it to him that night that we met in Toronto.
Nope.
He was catching a flight somewhere, and I sent it to him through email, and he was just rocking out with it for a minute. Really bigging me up on the project, telling me to keep doing what I'm doing, that it's amazing. Probably a week after it dropped, he said, I want to get you on the album. The first time he told me, he said he wanted to get me on a song with The Weeknd. But I don't know if that song actually made the album. And then after that, a few more conversations, and he finally sent me an instrumental and told me to do what I want on it. It's crazy to think that there's an Abel, Dot, and Drake song probably just sitting on 40's hard drive somewhere. We need to hear that eventually.
No, we don't. We do not need to hear Drake, The Weeknd, and Kendrick. We do not need to hear that. Because we know Kendrick wrote his part. We know The Weeknd wrote his part. We do not know if Drake wrote his part. He probably got it from his uncle, his great uncle somewhere.
Before it officially dropped, though, Take Care actually leaked online. One thing that's really interesting is that Kendrick's name didn't even appear on the song as a credit. I always thought that was an interesting move at the time, and I actually was curious about it, but here's what Kendrick had to say about that at the time. It's definitely showing one side of things of who I am. I feel there's a lot more they can hear. It's also dope because I don't think my name is actually on the back of the cover. It's a mystique. Who the F is this person on the back of Marvin's Room? Which is everyone's favorite song as far as the females I know, and even some dudes. And I think that's dope because once they like it, they're going to go search for it and figure out who's on there, and that's when the buzz will continue to grow. One thing I've learned is that when something is really good and people F with it, they're going to find you regardless. And just to show you where both Kendrick and Drake were at when that album dropped, here's how XXL put things. This is describing Kendrick. The 2011 XXL Freshman has been getting a number of looks this year, from work with Dr. Dre to tracks with Game, Wiz Khalifa, Warren G, and more. Still, Take Care was a chance for K-Dot to get a major level of exposure to a largely new demographic. When the album leaked...
I don't like how Jeremy is framing this. I don't know if he's being... what's the word I'm looking for? It's a word I'm looking for, man. I don't know if he's being honest, or he's trying to frame this in a certain way. He's trying to be non-biased, but the bias is, to me, is showing out for Drake bitch ass. It's just showing, man. It's easing out because he's from Canada. Toronto, whatever the fuck he's from, man.
Anyone familiar with the Compton natives' music wasn't surprised with his impressive showing on Buried Alive. Others may be thinking, who is this guy? Speaking of that Game feature, Kendrick killed it, and that to me felt like a bit of a passing of the torch moment where Game from Compton, who was next up in the lineage under Dr. Dre before things went sour, gave Kendrick not only a feature, but allowed him to go off on this song, even cutting the instrumental for a bit. This is one of my favorite Kendrick features, but let me know if this is when you first heard of Kendrick, if you had heard of him before, or what your introduction was to Kendrick Lamar. That feature did introduce him to a new audience, but like you saw, Kendrick was going to be Kendrick regardless. He did have Section 80, a Dr. Dre cosign, and the West Coast passing him the torch. Take Care ended up selling 631,000 copies in its first week, and having massive hits on there, like the title track with Rihanna, Oh Yeah, I Could Write with Lil Wayne, The Motto, and Marvin's Room, which I still remember hearing for the first time, and is still probably my top 5 Drake songs. songs ever. Big song Headlines off of Take Care was a huge moment for him as well. It charted at number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100. It also garnered a lot of talk within the hip-hop world of, is Drake talking too tough? In fact, this was even addressed in that same Complex interview, and he had this to say about the bars, "You gonna make someone around me catch a body like that." He said, "My thing is, the way I utilized it was in the first verse when I say you're gonna make someone around me catch a body like that, that's something you can ask them about. Like I said, I'm ready at all times for anything. I understand how unpredictable this shit is. When I say I'm gonna catch a body, my whole verse was centered around rap. It was killing off rappers because I'm not going to like, that's not me." But even in the Headlines video, people were like, "Oh man, Drake's got some hired goons." Those are people I grew up with. The reporter asked, all of them? All of those people. That interview centered a lot about how people view Drake as not quote-unquote hip-hop or being too soft. Again, this is still something that he was dealing with, especially after the release of Take Care. Drake still dealt with a lot of the memes of Drake is so soft, Drake is the type of guy who does this. I remember being on Twitter and there was a lot of those memes still, and this is me being a Drake fan. There were a lot of those memes still about, you know, Drake is the type of guy to fall in love in a strip club. Drake be like this, Drake is so soft that this, Drake is the type of guy that this. So you could tell even he was responding to some of that on the song Lord Knows, where he says, "I'm hearing all of the jokes. I know that they're trying to push me. I know that showing emotion don't ever mean I'm a pussy. Know that I don't make music for dudes that don't get pussy. So those are the ones I count on to diss me or overlook me." So it was clearly something that was in Drake's thought process at that time.
Watching how people become super critical now. Better not tell me it never bothers you.
Does it bother me?
Yes.
It's tough, you know, because sometimes I just want people to appreciate it for what it is. Like, hey, here's a song, here's a body of work. It doesn't have to do with, will I ever be this guy, or will I ever be one of the greats, or will, like, you know, it really doesn't have to. Give me some time. Let me make it happen.
Let me get the album in the 30. One thing that I saw the most was the tone of the album, that people felt it's more, you know, it's like slow, or I don't know what some of the words. Rosenberg, our morning show, tweeted something about. It was just like, Drake, this is like the best Sade album.
Yeah, that's a good compliment.
But I think people then blogs picked it up, and he got worried that maybe you hated him, maybe you hate Rosenberg.
Right, deep down, maybe I just have.
If you hate him, it's okay.
Nah, man, that's my guy.
If you hate him, you can say it's okay.
I don't. I definitely don't hate Rosenberg.
The album really solidified Drake's sound and stamped him as someone who wasn't going anywhere. Cole finally released his debut album, Cole World: The Sideline Story, on September 27th, and while he didn't do Drake numbers, he sold a lot more than almost all of his contemporaries, with 218,000 copies first week, a lot of them being physical. I even bought a physical CD and took a picture with a blanket on top of me because cold world, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Cold World is just something that, you know, I think that resonates with my fans, with myself and my fans. It's like something we can stand behind, we all feel proud of when we say it. I'll be saying that for the rest of my career.
So just to show you the difference of where Drake, Kendrick, and Cole were at, almost 700,000, 200,000, and 5,000. So there was a long way to go for Kendrick to reach mainstream notoriety. This honestly felt like a shifting moment that showcased to labels that artists with a true fan base will go out and support even without massive singles. Workout was a hit, but it wasn't a smash, so this really changed things. And finally, Cole could take a breath of relief, or so you would think. But because he had lost a lot of his core album songs to his mixtapes, the reception wasn't as strong as his previous work, and Cole didn't end up getting that classic Illmatic type debut that he always dreamed of. This would...
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm gonna end it here, but let me know what you think. This clearly this guy is kind of biased towards Oh Boy. But hey, like, comment, subscribe, welcome to the session, and let me know what you think. I'm out of here, man.